Hey, what's up, guys? So yesterday was another great day. We're on a 2-day winning streak again. Like I've had mentioned, I already had mentioned this in a previous video where we've been winning, and it was like 25 days where we were either winning or breaking even, and then we had a losing day about 2 days ago. And then again, now it's the third day, so 2-day winning streak. Today's the third day. There's a lot of fishy stuff going on. There's some stuff that I really don't like. There's some stuff that I do like. I really do love two plays. One of them is a little bit questionable. And then the last thing I noticed is that one of my best ones that I thought was the best ones, I just noticed something that I didn't like or I don't like. I'm still going to go with it because there's still a very strong indication. I'll explain all that when I get there. But I'm going to hook you up with 3 plays in this video right here. So stick around. Also, if you want the free plays or for the free props that I'm going to give, so go to the link in the description if you want the props. I'm going to hook you up with 3 plays here, but then if you want all the props, because I'm still waiting for the guy to send me the message with the props that I'm going to review. So check out the free plays. Definitely, you're going to get the free props if you go to the link in the description and click on free picks. That's where I'm going to throw in the props. All right, let me get started. This guy, Alan Trejo and Tyrone Taylor, under 1 RBI, and then I threw them together with the Rangers. The line was so heavy for these 2 batters here. You can see it's a minus 654 and a minus 429. Even if I parlayed both of those together, it was still like a minus 237. So that's why I had to parlay it together with the Rangers. I don't like doing this, just I'm throwing it out there. I do not like doing 3-leg like this, but I did it because I have a strong confidence on the unders. And then I just threw away a very strong Rangers play right there. You can see Renfroe, that's the other under RBI. You can see it's pretty heavy still at a 290, but these are hitting at such a high rate that I didn't mind paying the juice on these. Like I said, the other ones were too ridiculous. It was like a minus 650 and a minus 450. Then we had Jose Ramirez got a hit for us. Then we had the Mets, which they actually won. And then we had the first half Cubs, meaning the first 5 innings. I explained why I went with that. It was more of a pitching play. It got canceled because they were tied in the 5th inning, or starting the 6th inning, I should say. So it was 2-2, and it got tied, and it was a push. So the Mets did win the game, so that made me some money there. But then I also had another play for the Mets to win by 2, a minus 1.5. That one did not hit. That was one of our losing plays. I also had the Yankees, which didn't hit. So we had 2 losses, and there was 8 wins. You can see there's another one for a 1 hit. Austin Riley, he got 2 hits actually. And then we had Manny Machado right here to get 1 hit. So again, guys, it was a pretty good day. Over $200 profit, 2 losing plays, and it was like 8 wins. All right, guys, if you like that information, make sure you go to the link in the description, subscribe to this channel. If you're on Twitter, go to YouTube and type in Beast Sports Picks, or go to the link in the description and click on this little play button right here. That'll take you to YouTube. Also, make sure you get the free picks right here. All right, so let me talk about 3 plays, and 2 of them are pretty questionable. I'll explain what I mean when I get there. So the Padres, they started at a minus 166 right here. You can see the odds started at a minus 166, and it's currently at a minus 184. So what that means is that the line started as a favorite, and now they're heavier favorites. So the bullpen is elite. They have a 3.06 ERA, and the bullpen for the Angels is very weak. It's at a 5.91, which is actually twice as bad. I hope that makes sense. Let me throw in some other data here so you can see. The Angels have only won 2 games of the last 5. Same thing with the Padres, but you can see the projected score right there is the Padres to win by 2, by 1. So again, the Padres have a better batting staff. They have a better pitching. They have a better starter for pitching. They have a better bullpen. The starting pitchers is Randy Vasquez. He has a better ERA of 3.76 for the Padres. And then versus Kyle Hendricks for the Angels. And Kyle Hendricks has an ERA of 5.3. But then again, like I said, the bullpen is better. So when these starter pitchers get off the mound, these guys are the bullpen is better for the Padres. So also the Padres have better batters. They have Tatis Jr., Machado, Arez stepping up. So if you've seen all our plays before, you can see that we've been going with the Padres heavy because they have great batters, such as, like I said, Machado and Tatis Jr. Also, the huge trend is going towards so the huge money trend you can see right here, 86%, 84%. The money and the bets are coming in on the Padres, and the line is shifting. What that means is that the public agrees with the sharp money that the Padres are going to win this game. So here's the slip, guys. I'm going straight up with the money line at a minus 184. You can probably find it cheaper. I don't know. It depends on what book you have, but this was the cheapest I was able to find it at a at a money line. So the only reason I didn't do a -1 is because I've been getting burned lately. I did the Braves -1. They won by 1, so I broke even. Yesterday, I had the Mets at a -1.5. I should have just went with the Mets -1, but I wanted the better odds, and then I lost. So just because I've been getting burned lately, I'm going to start doing money lines, even if I pay the juice. And then, like I said, this is one of my favorite plays today. So I'm hooking you up. I was actually supposed to give you this one last, but I messed up, and I gave you this one first. But either way, this is my strongest play. I'm putting it out there very clearly. This is my best play that I have for the day today. And I do have a value play that I'm going to throw out inside the free channel. It's basically a parlay, the two best ones that I like. But again, it's going to be inside the free picks. Go to the link in the description, click on this little play button if you're on Twitter, and then click on free picks. Also, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. All right, let me go to the next one, guys. The Rangers, this is the one I was talking about. That this is the last thing I noticed right before I placed my bet. But I said, you know what? I've already done all the research. Everything makes sense that the Rangers are going to win, but the line is too high. So the line was, you can see -245 right there, and it went down to a -220. So that's not a good sign. That means sharp money is coming in on the Rockies. So it's pushing the line the opposite direction. Even though this is a heavy favorite to win, and they won yesterday, it's not a good thing when the line shifts in the opposite direction. However, whenever the line is this high, then it makes sense that sometimes the books and everything, the sharp money says, okay, the line has got pushed too much. So now there's buyback on the other side because now it's worth it on the other side. So that doesn't necessarily mean that the Rockies are going to win or even cover the spread, but there's clear indications that the line shifted the opposite direction. Again, so I guess the best way I can explain it is, let's say right here, the Rangers are at a to win by 1 run, but then the line already shifted so much that there's value for the Rockies to cover the 1.5. I hope that makes sense. So if that doesn't make sense, let me know and I can try to explain that better. But I do like this game. Everything else matches. The bullpen is better. It's cleaner and more reliable. The Rockies are one of the worst teams in the league. They've only won 7 games this season. They got Rockies is starting Santanella, and he's a major liability with a 5.77 ERA. Also, the Rangers bats are more balanced, and then the Rockies are struggling. They're only getting 2 hits for every 10 at bats or less, and their OPS is 286 for the overall hitters. So that, again, like I said, there's public money is dramatic. You can see it's 90% or more of the bets and the money is coming in on the Rangers. So like I said, the thing is being bought back. The line is being bought back, like I said, because it's already got pushed too much, is my opinion. So even though we love the Rangers here and the line is going the opposite direction, that's because it got pushed too much. I hope that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense, let me know. Go to the link in the description, guys. Click on free picks. I'm going to throw in all my props. The props have been hitting dramatically, like I showed at the beginning of this live. We have a very high hit rate for batter props, and I'm going to give those away inside the free picks. So make sure you get that inside the link in the description. Also go to YouTube and type in Beast Sports Picks. So now I'm going to be honest with you, this is my weakest play right now that I'm going to show you. It is literally my weakest play, but I actually like it. So I'm going to tell you why. But I feel like you're kind of risking it. You might want to skip this one. I'm going to just tell you straight up, you might want to skip this one, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. So the Yankees lost to the Mariners. That was one of our losses. However, today is different. The line is going towards the Yankees. This is the biggest thing right here. You can see that this is the batter information for the Yankees to face Luis Castillo. So Luis Castillo has 3 wins and 3 losses. His ERA is pretty decent at a 3.95. However, look at this batting stuff here. You can see Grisham is kind of the only guy that has 0 hits over here. 9 at bats, 0 hits. Everybody else, literally almost every single batter on the Yankees has gotten a hit off of him. Even Goldschmidt has 10 hits on him. He has 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. So, like I said, there's a lot of splits. They call this splits, where the batters come at bat against this pitcher in the past, and there's a lot of splits information that the Yankees are going to get a lot of hits off this guy. So that's the number one. Number two, like I said, it's decent, but it's not great. So the line did shift slightly. It started at a 112, now it's at a 115. You can see the public agrees at a 75% right here, and then 86% of the public money is coming in on the Yankees. Also, the Yankees have the sharp money. So everything is kind of looking towards the Yankees. Again, it's going to be a very close game according to this. It's super close. The Mariners do show that they're going to win. However, there's two major indications. Okay, number one is that the Mariners have only won one game in the last 5. The Yankees have won 3 games in the last 5. And like I showed you, all the batting stuff and all the pitching stuff matches for the Yankees. Also, the Yankees have better bullpen recently. It's not a huge difference, but it's a decent difference. They do have better walk percentage, meaning the Yankees pitchers have less walks for every 10 at-bats. Also, there's key hitters. Obviously, if anybody knows baseball, there's Judge, Goldschmidt, and they're going against Castillo, which they have a lot of history with him, and they've been rocking him. Also, the Mariners lineup, they're cold, and they have no exposure to this pitcher. So this pitcher for the Yankees is decent. The Mariners have no history with him. So, all right, again, the line moved, better pitching, better batters, and then everything I just talked about. Plus, they have the line, they have an edge, they have the market movement, they have the public money, they have the sharp money. They're on the right side today. Like I said, there's some indications that they might not win, but again, this is one of my weakest plays. I gave you 2 others, and I'm gonna hook you guys up with a bunch of batter props as well. You know that we've been hitting a lot with these batter props, and I'm gonna hook you guys up with that. So go to the link in the description, click on free. Also subscribe on YouTube. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Go to the link in the description, click on subscribe on YouTube, or go to beastsportspicks.com. Thank you so much. Let's have another great day.